Or cross traffic does not stop.
Learning curve is
Huge.
Are we ready to go?
Mayor, could I have one moment to make sure the YouTube's working, please?
Yes, ma'am. You have
Sorry.
multiple moments if you need it.
Thank you.
Well, they put public.
I just know if I don't
Weird place.
Oh.
say something.
I wanted like my language.
Well, then write it.
Inspection. Here's the. I did. Maybe I didn't want to sign it.
It's been a long week and it's only Tuesday.
Next week it's gonna
Try working with other people's children.
be
Snowy too, from what I hear. Snowy
Did you
too.
get it, Rachel?
possibly a foot.
Okay. We are recording and ready to go. City of Perkins regular meeting, Tuesday, December 13th. Rachel, you ready to call to order?
Yes, ma'am. Mayor,
Yes.
Sarah, Autumn, Justin,
Yes.
Jason.
Yes.
Will you stand and pray with me, please? Father, we just come to you now and we just thank you for this city that we are blessed to live in. Father, I lift up the two commissioners that aren't here. I pray for their health and their family's well-being. I lift up everyone's family in this room here tonight, and I pray your blessings upon them. Thank you for the opportunity to serve this city, and I pray, Lord, that you would help us make the best decisions possible for our city to prosper and to grow. I pray your blessings upon this city, your continued blessings. And I pray that you would bless our staff, Father, keep them healthy and safe. In Jesus' precious name, I ask these things. Amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. It is. He was on it. Since Sarah's not here, he just jumped right on it. All right. Item agenda number 4, consideration and action on consent agenda. Commissioners, do you have anything?
Motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll second.
Justin,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. So we don't need to discuss number 5 then, right? Number 6, public appearances, petitions, communications, and personal appearances. Under Oklahoma law, the city commission members are prohibited from discussing or taking any action on item not on today's agenda. Anyone out there yet? Okay. Item agenda number 7, consideration, discussion, and possible action to accept the 2021-2022 fiscal audit report presented by Michael Green, CPA firm. Send us your name, tell us your name.
Ann Cole. I'm a CPA with Michael Green, CPA in Stillwell, Oklahoma. I'd like to call your attention to the audit report. We're going to go through some of those things, and then we also have a letter that goes with the report. I'll talk about those, and then I'll take any questions after I go through the report. First of all, the standards have changed since the prior year audit, and part of that standards change has changed the organization of our audit report. The audit report is basically like a cover letter that goes with your financial statements, and you'll notice if you have the prior year report or if you've looked at that before, the opinion used to be the last thing on the report. It is now the first thing. So I'm happy to report in the opinion, if you look at the second paragraph on page 1, that we have a clean opinion on your audit. In other words, the audit is materially correct, and we had nothing that caused us any concerns during our audit that we felt the need to change the opinion on. The other changes, you will notice now we give you a basis for our opinion, and basically our basis for the opinion was the audit field work that we performed while we were here. And I definitely would like to thank Rachel and the city clerk's office and the other members of the city. They were very forthcoming and giving us the things that we needed to perform the audit, and were very helpful. So they did a very good job.
She's pretty amazing, huh?
Yeah. We also have an emphasis of a matter paragraph. That's something you don't see often. The reason why you have an emphasis of a matter paragraph is you report on the modified cash basis of accounting. That is different than reporting with US GAAP, which is the generally accepted audit principles, but we are still able to give you opinion on this type of accounting because you have been consistent with its application. On the second page, at the bottom of the paragraph, you will notice the last paragraph talks about government auditing standards. We performed our audit in conjunction with our government auditing standards as well as generally accepted auditing standards. That's basically the opinion. If you'll take a look at page 3 and page 4, those are what is known as the government-wide financial statements of your city. You have the government activities, which are the government-type funds, and then you have the business-type activities, which are your enterprise-type funds or your public works authority and the industrial authority. You had some asset additions, so the assets, the fixed assets in the non-current asset section have increased over the prior year. And then also, if you look at your net position at the bottom of that page, you'll notice you have the investments in capital assets in the net position that reflect the changes in the capital assets that's presented farther up the page that we just talked about. Now, if you'll take a look at page 4, this is basically like a P&L statement or an income statement to a private business. This is your statement of activities. And if you take a look at the third line from the bottom, the change in net position, that's telling you your governmental activities increased by about $540,000, where your business type activities increased by about $400,000. When you do the cumulative of the entire city, it was about $940,000 increase over the prior year to your net position. After these financial statements, you'll see some individual fund statements. Then you'll also see the notes to the financial statements. I'm not going to go through those in detail because basically that is just detailed presentation about what is included in your financial statements. So the last thing I wanted to bring to your attention is on page 30. And on page 30, that is our government auditing standards report over internal control and other matters based on our audit of the financial statements. That report, basically, there were no findings in internal control, so that means your internal control, we did not find anything that we needed to bring to your attention through any kind of an audit finding. And also your compliance with laws and regulations. We did not find anything that we needed to bring to your attention either. So this is what we would refer to as a clean audit. And I would be happy to take any questions you have about the audit of the financial statements at this time. No problem. Just kind of on a side note also, there is a letter that goes with this. They're by the bound copies that basically is a reiteration of what I said, that you have a clean opinion on your audit and we found no problem, so you can read this also at your leisure.
Commissioners? I thought it looked good.
sure appreciate your time.
Thank you. We appreciate you. We enjoy coming to the city of Perkins and have not had trouble with this audit. And we think you've got a strong financial position.
To you, young lady. You keep us all on track.
And it's great to work with. I'm gonna give her some kudos too.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Are you guys headed out?
We are going to head out because there's supposed to be some storms, so we're going to go ahead and head out. Thank you
Just be
so
careful.
much. If you have any questions, Rachel knows how to get in touch with me. She has my email, my cell phone. I would take a question at any time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
So I have one question of staff before we, can I get my hands on last year's? At some point. Okay. Yeah.
Well, it's on our website too.
Okay. I'll print it out from the website.
Yeah, either way, or I'll.
As a matter of fact,
You can just put one at the front desk. You can pick it up sometime tomorrow.
As a matter of fact, I think I have it. Never mind. Okay. I printed it out last year.
Just let me know after when I have extras. I can put one at the front desk.
I have so many papers, I'll have to look it up. Okay.
The previous year.
Previous year.
Just to compare.
I can't put it on the Google Drive. It's on the website, but I can put it on the.
I'll show you where to find it.
Here, I'll put it on the Google Drive. No worries.
Well, I make a motion that we accept the 2021-2022 fiscal audit report presented by Michael Green, CPA firm.
Second?
Mayor,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
Jason.
Yes, ma'am.
Item agenda number 8, consideration, discussion, and possible action to renew contract with Ewing Law Office PLLC.
I'll leave the room if you want to.
Staff, I don't have anything to say that I wouldn't say in front of you.
I drafted my own contract again this year. The only change is the term to a full year from December to December. We renewed it in March. It was because it was like a 6-month contract, and Rachel felt like we would be less busy in December if we had it expire in December, so it's 1 year. Nothing else, I believe, changed.
Less busy.
I don't know what I was.
Is that a thing?
Well, as one of the newer commissioners, I fully appreciate Tammy and what you've done for the city, looking from the outside a few months before I became a commissioner, and then the handful of months I've been in here, and the phone calls and the advice has been amazing.
Thank you.
A little scary at times, and
That's my job, keep you scared.
you remind me of myself as a teacher, that you can direct me with your eyes. But, you have anything to say?
I don't know. I just appreciate all the work that she's done.
Absolutely.
I love working with everyone. It's been a wonderful.
I make a motion that we renew Ewing Law Office contract for the city of Perkins.
I'll second that.
Mayor,
Yes.
Jason.
Yes.
Now, get to work. Okay. Item agenda number 9. Consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve ordinance number 493, an ordinance amending Perkins City Code Title II, Revenue, Finance, and Business, Chapter 2, Purchases of Supplies, Materials, and Equipment, Section 2-2-1, City Manager to purchase, prior approval required. Staff report.
This would increase the spending limit of the city manager from $10,000 to $25,000. I'm looking for the
I've read it.
$10,000 to $25,000. Everything costs more money every year, so it would just make things a little bit easier from time to time. I got it right. So if anybody has any questions, I would be happy to answer them as best I can.
Do you foresee it needing to stay at this, increasing the limit to where we're going?
What do you mean?
Do you ever see it needing to come back down?
No, I don't know why it would. The commission has the ultimate duty to supervise the city manager. So if there's an issue, you know, in purchasing, it would be handled at your level, you know, with the city manager.
Would this improve your efficiency?
Yes.
Good question. I knew the answer to it, but it was a good question.
So did I.
Yeah. Mr. Ernst, I don't know how you've done it for as long as you have at such a low amount of 10,000. And I have seen how sometimes it feels like things move slowly around here. And I think that is one of the biggest reasons why we feel like sometimes things might move slower than what we want as citizens and as commissioners. But you've been handcuffed for quite a while as far as being able to have the freedom to do what needs to be done to carry on city business without having to have special meetings or waiting a whole entire month to get something accomplished. So I think I have just spoke my opinion on that.
I think this is well within reason.
I think comparatively speaking to the cities our size around us, 10,000 is way too low. So I don't, and your justification is way under what you deserve. Okay, that's also my opinion as well. So, so we're on number 9, is that correct? I make a motion to approve ordinance number 493, which amends the City Perkins Code. Do you want me to say all of it, Tammy, for the record? Okay.
I'll second.
You know, Commissioner Rebel is a little quicker on the second thing.
Mayor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Bit of levity to brighten your December. Item agenda number 10, consideration, discussion, and possible action on declaring an emergency on ordinance 493. Gentlemen? Nothing?
Not for me.
Well, I make a motion that we declare ordinance number 493
Second.
an emergency.
Second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So get to work, Bob. That's both of you. I'll take both of them.
I was involved early on, but not
I'll
recently.
say something and then you can.
First, you have to do
Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I didn't know if you were looking for something. Consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve Resolution 29-2022 for a resolution adopting a record retention schedule and process for the city of Perkins, Oklahoma, and related entities. Staff report.
There's a records retention policy that's printed out in front of you. And basically what this does is bring a whole bunch of state laws from different places into one place into a policy for us. And it also addresses things like social media, voicemails, all different kinds of things, but it puts it in writing so we have some backing and something to stand in front of in the event it's needed, and it's all pursuant to law.
So we've been doing this, but we just haven't really had it in a
In
chart
one
form.
place.
Okay, in
When I
one
came
place.
to work here, it was sort of all over the place. I did a bunch of research in the Oklahoma City, which is what this was based off of, is the Oklahoma City retention policy. It's really robust, easy to use. So in working with our previous city attorney, he said that's a good go-to because everything that's in here is statute.
Right.
So that's kind of what we were using until somebody had the time to do this. And so when Jean came along, this was her first project. Do that.
This is very clear.
Staff
She
did
a
a-
great job with it.
This is very easy to read. This I could have read on the computer, but this was very easy to read, and it's very easy if someone's interested to look it up, and just the way you guys divided it out was good. So,
Very clear cut, easy to follow.
yes.
Needed.
Yep.
I'll take this one.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I was gonna ask.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 29-2022, resolution adopting the record retention schedule and process for the city of Perkins.
I second it.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
It's just weird when she doesn't say Carla, she says Mayor.
Keeps you on your toes.
Item agenda number 12, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve Resolution 30-2022, a resolution by the City Commission of the City of Perkins, Oklahoma, appointing custodians for the public records of the City of Perkins, Oklahoma, and providing for the designation of additional record custodians. Staff report.
We looked at other cities and who they designated as
Custodians.
custodians, thank you. And basically looked at what we really do in process, and we really have the city clerk, the court clerk, and the police chief who have records divisions that need to be custodians. And then we established it such that even though as custodians, the requests need to be made to the city clerk. That's important because somebody needs to keep track of what's coming in and going out. And so this became actually pretty simple, a simple document, I should say.
It's pretty easy to understand that, actually.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 30-2022.
I second it.
Justin?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Agenda number 13, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve Resolution 31-2022, a resolution relating to the retention of electronic public records of the City of Perkins, Oklahoma, and related entities. Is this just a extension of that?
It's an extension of it, and some electronic records aren't currently covered by state law, so this lays out for us in resolution form what can be retained or not retained, reference to social media, phones, text messages, voicemails, things of that nature. So we have a policy.
To protect it, yeah.
Yep. So
Absolutely.
everybody doesn't wonder what the deal is. We have a piece of paper to show people this is what we've adopted. And it also says the city manager can establish policies, and each one of them says if the law changes, then the law obviously trumps this resolution, which it would anyway, but.
Yeah.
Today's electronic age, this is good.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have to keep everything.
I feel like this is a
Long time
resolution protecting us and
This
you.
was substantially lifted from Sand Springs, which is one of David Weatherford's cities. If you were in training with that trainings that he did, he gave me a book this big, full of Sand Springs, literally printed out book, policies, some which we decided we don't need, but this was one that we felt like was pretty useful.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 31-2022 relating to the retention of electronic public records
I'll second.
of the City of Perkins, yes.
I'll second. All right, cut you off.
But you got that quick.
Trying to speed it up here.
I understand.
Mayor?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Justin?
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm having fun. Number 14, consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding approval of the final plat and acceptance of the public ways and easements for Kinder Wells, Section 8.
The final plat was approved by the Planning Commission, and Everything is in order, everything's complete. Staff would recommend approval. Diego's here, professional engineer from Ghost and Associates, and the property owner, Harlan Wells, is also here if you have any questions.
I'd kind of like to look at the big copy real quick. That's okay?
Yeah.
Did you gentlemen have anything to say?
Stephen did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Again,
Yeah. Because the. And these are those open lots.
This is the woods.
this is the
This is
woods.
the woods?
This is the woods.
Okay.
The other stuff that's building it right now is over here.
I got you.
Williams is up here.
Here.
It's all zoned residential.
How many lots is it?
Okay, what's that?
62.
62.
They all sold?
I don't know how
These are not.
These are not? Are they available for sale yet?
Available, if you want one, yeah.
If you want one.
Or you could buy
Or you can
62,
commission,
I'm
right?
sure. Yeah.
Off the record.
How many are there?
62.
How big are the lots?
Say it louder, will you?
How big are the lots?
How big are the lots?
These end ones are 80 by 120, and then everything else is 70 by 120.
Oh, good, now I know what the numbers mean. And where are the sidewalks? What, can you show me the?
So this doesn't show the sidewalk, but the improvements show it, and we have a sidewalk, there's one right here,
Mhm.
all the way there, it connects to that one.
Okay,
And this one is also on north side, all the way down, connect out there, yep.
nice. That's a good idea, because that meant I couldn't read it on the small one. Which one you gonna buy?
I'm happy about that.
This is really on the outside of town, so. Oh, thanks. Okay. Thanks for bringing that, because my eyes, I took a picture of it with my phone and then I just admitted that I did that, didn't I?
I didn't hear anything.
Because of that other one where we lost.
Okay.
I don't know what you do. It's a good problem.
Justin, you have any
Yes.
concerns there? Different questions or concerns?
Good to go.
Mr. Wells, did you want to say anything, or you?
Well, I might just tell you, the first plant that I did here was December of 1969.
He was 4.
And that tells you that I'm an old man. That was over where Eaton Street is. So it'd be on the south end of Perkins, on the east side of the development. And so I've been developing here ever since. I'm getting a little long in the tooth and gray-headed. And so I don't know if I'll do any more or not. And it may not be necessary, but I will tell you this, the OG&E lady paid me a compliment the other day. She said that she had about 8 or 10 cities that would like to have someone come in and do developments in their communities. And so I think we got problems in Perkins, but I want to thank all of you for your time and efforts. And my goal is to make Perkins better. It's always been to make Perkins better. I know that's yours too. So I think we're working together, we can do that. And even though we may have problems as a growing community, it's a lot better. If you look around at the surrounding towns, Glencoe lost population in the census. Ripley lost population. Agra lost population. Tryon, Kearney, Coyle lost population. And so I think we all agree we'd rather be growing and moving forward than.
Can you tell me one time we had the largest growth in, 50 miles from here?
Oh, yeah. If you look around in about a 40 or maybe 45-mile radius, there's only 4 or 5 towns that had a positive. Guthrie. Even Perry was negative just a tiny bit. Stillwater's positive. Cushing was positive. And Perkins was positive. So if you look in a big area here, Oilton was not positive. Drumright was negative. So I think you all will agree, if you own property here, you live here, if you own property, the property values are going up. Dennis Fagan that had this foam deal out here, I know he's not in good health now, but he said that he was so happy that this town was growing because he knew that increased the value of his property out there. He's outside of town. And of course, if we live in town, our property values are increasing. I mean, some people in some towns, you can hardly sell your property. It doesn't have any value. So anyway, I'm proud.
Okay.
I'm proud to,
1969, huh?
yeah, I don't mind putting my signature.
No, I was not.
You weren't born yet either, were you?
I don't want to do anything that I wouldn't put my signature on. And so I'm proud to be a part of that.
I appreciate you saying that. Okay, I make a motion that we approve the final plat and acceptance of the public ways and easements for Kinder Wells, Section 8.
I'll second.
Okay.
Mayor,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
Jason.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Can we go ahead and get those signed, or would that be a problem?
No, I don't
It'll
mind.
take but a minute or two. And if it's okay, I have something, I have a little token of appreciation I'd like to give to all of you. I'll go out and I pick up and get it, kind of a holiday gift, you might say. A little package of pecans.
That you can
Sweet.
do.
So-
I saw the eyes.
The ones that aren't in attendance, maybe I can leave those
Yes,
with you.
that'd be great. We'll take care of it for them.
Okay, I will get
I'll
that.
leave.
Do we need to do item agenda 15 and 16 before I sign, or do we just go ahead and do it now?
No, it's it's separate.
Okay.
You might have to stay for it, but that's on him.
I don't know if these
Does it have to be a certain color pen?
Blue would be good. I have blue for, can I come tomorrow and get these? Because you guys got to stamp this too.
She's got the
You
stamp.
got the stamp? Okay. 'Cause I didn't
We
bring
need a
any.
marker for the
Mylar
Blue
mower.
Sharpie, a blue Sharpie.
I have a blue.
Do you want to just leave them and pick them
I'll
up?
pick them up tomorrow.
Because you're coming in tomorrow to sign them, right?
I can.
Or you just for some other reason? Or
No, but I can if you need to.
just leave them and we'll give them to you. You can pick them
I'll
up.
come get them tomorrow.
Bring them.
Okay. Harlan's gonna run them here with us.
Because I think the last time I signed something, we needed to put, so we wouldn't.
I don't have a blue Sharpie. I have I have a blue felt tip.
Yeah, it's just these Mylars right here that here. This is
What kind of felt, like those
That's
felt
what
tips
you
we
use.
use?
You
That
take
would
the
work
Mylar
probably.
to the-
You have one
Yeah,
down
they
here.
need all, they need
I don't mind to
four.
run next door and get it.
Four?
We bring you one.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
No? Okay. Well, just go call him. She's gonna want to hear about that too.
Thank you, sir. Here you go. Thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir. What, put some banana bread on this?
Okay, so.
That's fine.
You're volunteering.
Roll them up for you.
Yeah, please.
Yes, I'll have enough. Commissioner Rebello and Commissioner
A
Pope.
blue
Thank
Sharpie
you.
pen.
Yeah, well,
We have you in here helping.
I'm sure
keep
you
us all
are.
straight.
We are gonna, your letter. Stay.
Oh, okay. I might just stay a minute for that.
Yeah, actually, we got 2 more things of yours, if you want to stay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, are you ready, Rachel?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, item agenda number 15, consideration, discussion, and possible action to accept a letter of credit from Exchange Bank ensuring the actual construction of certain Kinder Wells Section 8 sidewalk improvements according to the plans and specifications approved by the Planning Commission within 2 years from the date of approval of the final plat.
This just ensures the sidewalks get built. It's a letter of credit from a bank. It's been reviewed by the attorney.
You might remember that we did this with
Did it.
the number 9, and it's because the builder doesn't want to tear up the sidewalks building the house. So they'll build the house and put the sidewalks in, but we want to make sure that the sidewalks get built and not in front of every lot, whether it sells or not. And so this is kind of to guarantee that.
That was a few months ago.
It was a while.
We had that discussion. Okay.
That's what this
And then
is.
we had done another letter of credit.
Will the 2 years be long enough to get all
If it's not, it can be extended.
extended?
That's on where is that? I think I drafted, didn't I draft an ordinance to change? I did. Why haven't we dealt with that? Right now, the 2 years is by ordinance, and I've drafted an ordinance to make that more flexible. We'll get to you at some point.
Because I think it does need to be, well, things happen.
Oh, yeah, life happens. That's the reason I asked the question.
Justin? I make a motion to accept the letter of credit from Exchange Bank for the construction of sidewalks at Kinder Wells, Section 8.
I'll second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Justin?
Yes.
All right, item agenda number 16. Consideration, discussion, and possible action to accept all streets, water, sewer, stormwater, and other infrastructure improvements and utilities within the Kinder Wells addition, 8th section subdivision, and the Kinder Wells addition, 9th section subdivision.
This is to formally accept everything, but we didn't do it for 9. I don't think we formally did it, so this formalizes what's understood, but
Okay, so we're just
attorneys.
kind of a formality and
Yeah.
making sure it's all lined out correctly.
Yep.
That's why we hired her.
Just for my clarity, is the one that had the map here with section 8,
Yeah, they're backwards.
and the one they're building in is 9?
Yes.
Okay.
And when you approve the plat, which is number 14,
Yes.
you are accepting the streets and things that were on the plat. What you're accepting with this is the infrastructure underground, all infrastructure, everything that becomes ours, the sewer lines, all of the utility easements, anything that's not specifically addressed on the plat. It's a little bit of overlap, but
And those been put in?
Put into our specs and inspected. And I'd also point out that Harlan sent a letter that you have in your packet with a warranty on everything. So,
Yeah. I did see that.
yeah, everything's into our specs and
Justin? I make a motion to accept all streets, water, sewer, stormwater, and other infrastructure improvements and utilities within Kinder Wells additions 8 and 9. Is it okay to abbreviate like that, Tim? Okay.
I'll second. I'll second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
See, I jumped out of line. We've been going back and forth.
Well, okay. Rachel, is this where you thought maybe we could take a pause and break in this commission meeting and move to PIDA?
I thought just in case Ms. Renee might want to not stay,
Okay.
if that's okay with you.
So we're going to pause the city meeting.
thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Shake your hand. Might be a while, so soon.
Busy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you met Mr. Cox?
Jason Cox.
and you should know that
Bless you.
Bob and I are already indulging. Bob and I have already been eating these pecans
See you tomorrow.
during Christmas.
I gave some many pecans the other day. and
We're going to Ida.
I think they ate
Yeah.
them, most of them before they got
Or
home.
you-
Because PIDA has something to do with 19.
See y'all, yeah, stop by.
Yeah.
Hey, I won't be until after 10.
Are you banking tomorrow? Okay. PIDA, there we go, sorry.
I should say I'll be into work, but I'll be in a meeting in Stillwater.
I had to get my stuff straight. Okay. Perkins Industrial Development Authority, Rachel, call to order, roll call, establish a quorum.
Mayor,
Yes.
Autumn, Sarah, Justin.
Yes.
Jason.
Yes, ma'am.
Renee. Yes.
We have a quorum.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I was counting. Item agenda number 2. Renee, you want to pull a chair up to the table,
I
or
was gonna ask the same question. Weren't we gonna bring her up last time?
are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine here. I can hear everybody.
All right. Just want you to make you feel welcome.
Oh, I feel welcome.
She
Thank
come
you.
sit up there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
Seat right here.
Nice comfy seat. This one's short. You'd fit because, you're taller than me. All right, item agenda number 2. Consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve expense in the amount of $111,276.65 to Oklahoma Gas and Electric for a portion of the buy-down option for 24 streetlights to be placed on North Main, Chantry 2, Highway 33.
This is to install 24 of the black decorative poles like we have downtown, going north, basically from Chantry to 33, alternating on either side of the road. The buy-down option refers to basically putting our money up front for the capital so our monthly cost goes down on the lights. It'll save the city an incredible amount of money over time because you would pay a monthly cost per street light. So the monthly cost, if you do the buy-down, the rate drops to $16.99 a month. And without the buy-down, it's $57 per month, per light.
For life.
Yeah, because they're toting the note basically on the infrastructure. So if you elect to do that, that's the purpose of it. We bought down these 18 lights that are on Main Street. As far as using PIDA money, we have the money there, and I know I've spoke previously, or we've had ideas about different ways to use PIDA for economic development, which is what I see this light project as, which is why I had the idea to use PIDA money, was because it's in reference to economic development and dressing up North Main. The problem with using PIDA in a different way is there's no revenue stream. If you're going to do incentives or something for businesses, you need to have some revenue stream, or generally municipalities will do that with sales tax rebates. That's a case-by-case deal. That's a whole separate conversation, but it could be done. If there was a business that the commission wanted to incentivize, previous commission did it with Williams Grocery years ago, rebated X number of dollars or years of sales tax, which is now over. So,
When it was Piggly Wiggly.
the grocery store. So, they did it with Williams too. We sent them checks.
Well, maybe we finished.
Yeah, we sent them checks.
You're right. You're
So-
right. You're right.
So,
Yeah.
what this agenda item is doing is using $111,000 out of PIDA, which leaves enough money there to basically, we're gonna have to audit PIDA as long as PIDA's in existence. So you have money there to pay the auditor to audit the previous audit. Unless at some point we were to decide to vacate the trust, or whatever the correct legal term is.
And that's a lot of, isn't that a lot?
It's a thing,
It's a lot.
Jump through.
It is.
but it might be less than spending $3,500 a year to have an audit done on nothing.
Yeah, it's- yeah.
Judgment call. But
It's not a lot I mean, it's not a lot of money. I didn't mean for it to say that way. It's a lot of work. I mean, like the Attorney General has to approve it. There are a lot of steps to jump through.
Okay.
So the money would be legal fees.
Okay. So maybe that's something we need to discuss
Something in the
later.
future, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
But this is whether or not the commission or PIDA wants to spend $111,000 and change of their money to put towards the streetlight project on Main Street. PIDA was brought into existence with the intention on opening an assisted living, which they did, and we sold in 2019. So there's nothing else currently governed by PIDA.
So will these streetlights possibly be able to put those banner attachments to it?
They won't have power up there, but we can put banner
You know, the little
attachments.
flag things?
We've ordered those. I believe we've ordered those for the current ones.
Okay. Because that could be a source of revenue. I mean, as far, you can't use that to.
Let's not go there.
Okay. All right.
Because it's government.
Okay.
Yeah. But the OG,
You have to be very careful.
Okay.
OG&E will not put power up there so you can plug in lights.
Okay.
It's against the electrical code, they said.
So the only power is for the light itself.
Yes.
And comes on at dark. It's just gotta.
Just like these. And then with this, if you were to do this, the poles and the lights remain OG&E's property. They maintain them. We just pay them $17 a month basically per light, per pole, per light,
So that
per
would be
fixture.
a little over $400 a month.
If you do the buy down, it actually will save you almost 12 grand a year
Yeah.
on your monthly maintenance. So
Right.
compared to what it would cost if you didn't do the buy down. I mean, from the numbers that are on here.
And along those lines, the poles that were up on Main Street prior to redoing Main Street were there since 1962 or 3, and we paid the higher monthly all those years.
What?
50-something years.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So what is the expected life of these, do you know?
Well, the last ones were here since 1962 or 3, so I
I
don't.
Things like that.
Yeah, well, that's true, that's true. I don't know if the lights go out, they replace them. I mean, OG&E comes and replaces them, we notify them.
I think this is big for connecting the north side and the downtown and making it look as one. Security as well.
I think it'll look nice.
I do too. I think it's neat.
I will say, right now with supply chain issues, if this were approved tonight, you're probably looking at a year,
Really?
realistically, before things are in and up. And he said 48, I think he said 36 to 42 weeks just to get the stuff.
In our elder complex out at the tribe, we had one of our light poles go down, and that was in June, and it's with CREC, but they still
Same
haven't.
deal, yeah.
They still haven't gotten them, and it's, it's due to supply chain, because they came out, capped it off, and did everything. So it will be a while before they get stuff in, but we have the same program out there, and like if you accidentally have a weed eater or something, hack it, because I don't know if these are fiberglass, but ours out there are fiberglass base, so it'll hit, a weed eater will hit the bottom of that or something, and they'll come out and replace them with the buy down. So I think that is your best option, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can't even compare 400 to over 1,300 per month. And from all the paperwork Rachel's given me, the money's there to do that with PIDA. And then, of course, like you said, it would drain it completely to do that. So,
And the reason we talked about PIDA, Rachel and I had pretty lengthy discussions about, well, we've been talking about it for 6 months probably, but where to get the money. And, PIDA was born as an economic development tool, and that's this, in my opinion, or maybe in our opinion, this can be seen as an economic development tool to set the stage for North Main. And, you know, Steve's got the really nice pharmacy building out there. The dental office is really nice. You know, Casey's was professionally done, and we want to, Oklahoma Community Federal Credit Union's gonna build out there in a year or so. And that'll be a nice building. So we want to kind of set the stage and carry that on, was my
Not
thought.
to mention the Territorial Plaza.
And the plazas, yeah.
It shows interest
bank.
of
First Bank.
building that up.
And then the rest would come from, okay.
And now that it's available for sale, it wasn't available for sale for the land.
Oh, yeah, yeah, because, yeah, there's, you know, that west side is being marketed now.
These would be on opposite sides of the street.
Yes. It was hard to see in
I'm
that.
just clarifying that,
Yep.
So they're gonna,
just like it is downtown.
there's the map.
Yes. There's actually one at Chantry that I think we need to move. We would move from the, but that's factored into this, because I talked to Corky at OG&E, because I think there's two on the west side of the street maybe. So we would move one over and then take off. And we'd have to trim some trees up there.
Is the city on, does the city pay for the electrical going in, or is that on OG&E?
We pay the installation, that's factored in. The other option, if you don't do the buy down, the other option is to just do the pay for the installation, which was about $52,000, and then you pay the $57.38 a light after that. And this is also, he said, he was trying to shoot a little bit high because of how prices and how, you know, things are kind of volatile. So hopefully it'll be a little bit lower, but this would cover it, is what he said. And I think, I don't know if I included his emails or not, but I did. Okay. So,
Read through 'em. Okay. Where is my paper? Rachel, you gave me so much paper this week. Sorry. Renee, you kind of voiced how you felt about it. Commissioners?
That's a great idea.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Okay. So, I make a motion to approve the expense in the amount of, $111,276.65 to Oklahoma Gas and Electric for a portion of the buy-down option for 24 streetlights placed on North Main, Chantry to Highway 33. Hope I said that right. Choppy.
I'll second. I'll let Renee do it.
Yeah, I know.
I was too.
You should've been up here, just get a sister up here.
Mayor,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes, ma'am.
Renee,
Yes.
Okay. Number 3, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve purchase order number 2022-12-01 to OG&E in the amount of $111,276.65.
you cough every time you say that.
I know.
Call for squeak.
This, approving the purchase order now allows us to not have a special meeting in January
To approve the purchase.
to approve the purchase order. Unless you just want to.
I'll second.
Did you get that? I got it. I got the motion.
He seconded.
Oh, he seconded
I
it.
second
I'm
it.
sorry, Jason, I didn't second. Now I got it. Renee,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor,
Yes.
Justin.
Yes.
That cough, because that's a lot of money. Carla. All right.
Going for good.
It is. I think it's going to look beautiful. Item agenda number 4, I make a motion that we adjourn the Perkins Industrial Development Authority meeting, December 13th, 2022.
Thank you guys for doing that. I appreciate it, letting me go, so. Wes was just getting his hair cut by Dennis a while ago, so.
Oh, yeah?
Wait till you vote.
Make a motion to
Did you
approve.
second?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you
To
say-
adjourn.
To adjourn. No, I'm so sorry. I didn't.
Oh, you're good.
Would you like to second that?
Sure, I'll second that.
Renee?
I thought we were done. Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
You shouldn't have a motion.
Jason?
Yes, man.
So I'll see
Still
pictures
have
tonight.
form, I wasn't too worried.
So if you're gonna put it on the notes that Weston had a haircut with Dennis. Sorry.
Oh, you're right.
You guys have a great Christmas if I don't see you.
Christmas.
Tell Weston I said hi.
All right, I
But we
will.
don't
Take
need
care.
a month. You're right. Yes, that's-
Returning to the city meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, item agenda number 17. That's where we are, correct, Rachel?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Consideration, discussion, and possible action to adopt the updated City of Perkins Personnel Manual, sorry.
I'm gonna let Rachel handle the bulk of this. She spent a lot of time going through things.
I need tabs. I don't know how detailed you want me to get. I can hit like the 3 or 4 high notes, or I can hit all these little peak outs. It's whatever you prefer.
I already read it
I
all.
did too. Hit the highlights.
I'm gonna hit the highlights. So the
At
highlights
least you see
are,
differently. Okay.
I added on page 25, that big chunk about expectations for requesting and considering leave. That was a big addition. We updated our tobacco to be tobacco and vapor-free. Although it was in state law and we did it in practice, I added in voting leave. There's another big one. Here we go. The disciplinary plan, again, that's something that we were doing in practice, the progressive discipline, verbal, written suspension, termination, but we didn't have an actual policy written down in our personnel manual, so I added that in. And and then the whistleblower policy, I put that in. The acceptance of gifts or favors, again, those are state law, but it's good to have them in our personnel manual so that we're going over them whenever we have a new employee. So those are the really big chunks. Does anybody have specific questions I could answer?
It
Clear cut.
really is.
I mean, spells it out for if
It-
needed.
And I do appreciate the copy that we got with the red and the,
Good.
and, you know, how you'd marked through it and made the changes that helped as far as understanding what we were deciding on. So will every city employee get this?
Yes, in the past, if there's only been a couple of small changes, I've emailed them the changes, and then I put this is on our website as well, the personnel manual. But because there are kind of some big changes, every employee will get a fresh one, so they can put it in their, throw out their old one and put it in their binder.
Okay, all right. You worked really hard.
Good work.
I make a motion that we adopt the updated City of Perkins Personnel Manual.
Second.
Mayor,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
Jason.
Yes. This is turn.
Number 18, consideration, discussion, and possible action to appoint Cole Graves to the Western Payne County Ambulance Trust Authority as the representative from Perkins. Mr. Ernst.
Wabcata oversees the ambulance service LifeNet for the western portion of Payne County. We alternate years with representation, I believe with Ripley. So the mayor, one of the mayor's duties is to have an appointee, and Cole Graves is a local guy, and would do fine on the board, and we would have representation directly at that board again.
Mr. Graves, I talked to him last week and asked him if he'd be interested in it. I've struggled finding someone to do this. Mr. Graves used to work for the intermediate school. He was a teacher's aide, so he worked with our handicapped students. He also, now he is a realtor. His wife owns the dance studio over on Sadler Road, and
Snow cones.
then he does the Snow, Oklahoma. He has two young, I believe it's two young children. They're here. He's a very pleasant young man and person to be around, and he wants to get his foot in the door and get involved with the city and what's going on. So he asked if I would speak on his behalf tonight because he could not make tonight's meeting. Is it okay to make a motion to approve my own appointee?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I make a motion to appoint Cole Graves to the Western Payne County Ambulance Trust Authority as the representative for Perkins.
I second.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
19, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve expense in the amount of $43,860.71 to Oklahoma Gas and Electric for a portion of the buy-down option for 24 streetlights to be placed on North Main Chantry to Highway 33 utilizing American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA funds.
This fills in the gap between the 111 and the 155 needed. The financial attorney, Rachel spoke to him, and he's okay with this use. It's legal.
You are the.
Yeah, David Floyd.
Yes, your city manager report was very thorough and very informative, and it really helped with being prepared for tonight's meeting, and I want to tell you that I appreciate that.
Oh,
It was,
that.
yes.
Yes.
So, when will this be paid out?
Upon completion.
Okay. So
I think.
this just sets it aside?
Yeah, we'll just, the meeting will be set aside, allocated. We'll do a purchase order that you'll approve at the next
Okay.
regular meeting. But it'll be, I think it's paid out, well, I think it has to be paid out on delivery, so.
Yeah, I don't recall that we made 2 payments for these.
No, when they deliver the product, we'll probably make a payment,
Okay.
which will be almost a year.
So, I make a motion to approve the expense in the amount of $43,860.71 to OG&E for a portion of the buy-down option for the 24 streetlights. Funds coming from ARPA, American Rescue Plan Act. That's a mouthful.
I'll second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Justin?
Yes.
Number 20, consideration, discussion, and possible action to review letters of interest and select candidate for Perkins Industrial Development Authority Trust, 1 appointed trustee position, and term ending April 30th, 2023.
We have nothing.
Okay, no action. Oh, this is a long agenda, Rachel. 21, consideration, discussion, and possible action to review letters of interest and select candidates for the library board, 1 position with term ending April 30th, 2023, and/or 2 advisory members with term ending December 31st, 2023, and 1 term ending December 31st, 2024.
We don't have any letters of interest. The next agenda item takes care of one of them, but
Okay.
Right. We
So-
just have the email from Jennifer, from the library director, Jennifer Hudson.
Yes.
She sent an email.
Receive that. So, 21, we pass on to 22, or no action? No action. All right, 22, consideration, discussion, and possible action to appoint Madeline Martin to the Perkins Library Board member with term ending April 30th, 2023.
This is Madeline Stanek. So, good people. Mom's Kendra. She'd be a good addition.
Good pick.
She's a good kid. I taught her. I make a motion to appoint Madeline Martin to the Perkins Library Board with term ending April 30th, 2023.
I'll second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
It's that new last name that threw me off.
Yeah.
Only recently.
Yes. 23, new business. Under the Open Meeting Act, this agenda item is authorized only for matters not known about or which could have been reasonably foreseen prior to the time of posting the agenda or any revised agenda. No action. Number 24, I make a motion that we adjourn the City of Perkins regular meeting December 13th, 2022.
I'll second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Justin?
Yes.
Seriously, the papers this month. Okay.
Somewhat organized here.
Mine are, like, my brain is. Listen.
You walked into that.
I did. All right, Perkins Public Works Authority, regular meeting, December 13th, 2022, 7:06. Racial.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yes. Go ahead, babe.
Mayor?
Yes.
Sarah? Justin?
Yes.
Autumn? Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item agenda 2, consideration and action on consent agenda. Gentlemen,
None for me.
Nothing for me.
then no action. And number 3, consideration.
I know you have to.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I make a motion that we approve and accept the consent agenda for the Public Works Authority.
I'll second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we just. Number 4, public appearances, petitions, communications, and personal appearances. Under Oklahoma law, the board members are prohibited from discussing or taking any action on items not on today's agenda. And number 5, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve purchase from Vance Country Ford of a 2023 Ford F-150 at a price of $45,481.40, utilizing capital improvement sales tax funds as included in the capital improvement plan.
This is a new vehicle at state bid pricing that would go to Public Works and be driven by the new treatment manager, James Sauls. The truck's not built yet. Estimated arrival would be, they said April or May. Could be, they didn't specify which year though, now that I think about it. So,
Take it with a grain of salt.
Are these the ones you had to jump on real quick to?
Well, and I got lucky because when we had to jump on them, I got the flu and I was out, but they ordered a few extra and I called them and was able to get our name.
Okay.
If it's approved, he'll put our name on it.
Good.
So on the capital improvement plan,
Uh-huh.
line 4, Public Works Ops vehicles, to that 20,000. That's just we're looking at just a payment for that year of the capital improvement plan.
Was it 20 or 25?
It was 20,000.
Okay. What we were gonna do, the thought was to purchase a vehicle and do a first of 2 payments. And then we went through and the commission approved a $25,000 expenditure for a used vehicle. We couldn't find anything that was worth it.
I remember that meeting.
So, instead of, I've talked to the local bank, Payne County Bank, they're willing to finance it. But I believe when the truck comes in, we'll be either at the end of this fiscal year or the next fiscal year, and we could save money potentially by looking at how much money we have left over from the year and save the interest. So we just want to leave that open. That's Rachel's idea that way. Or if we go into the next fiscal year, we can retain that 20,000
Okay,
and then budget for it next year with no interest,
because I believe it's got the same amount in
probably.
capital improvement plan for the next year as well. It's already in there budgeted
Yep,
for it. Okay.
You know, the way interest rates are right now, that's a good idea.
yeah.
And
Yeah, I think it was gonna save us like 1,300, is that
Yeah.
right? We can spend that.
And that capital improvement plan, by the way, it does have something, does make it easy as a commissioner to go look as when you're looking at your agenda items, so I appreciate that. I just think you need to tab mine the way you tabbed yours.
You drop it by and I'll drop it.
So, commissioners, any on that? Okay,
I'll take it.
okay.
I make a motion that we approve the purchase from Vance Country Ford of a 2023 Ford F-150 at the price of $45,481.40, utilizing capital improvement sales tax funds. That's included in the capital improvement.
I'll second.
Jason,
Yes, ma'am.
Justin,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes. Forgot to say line 4, public, no, I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
Number 6, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve purchase order number 2212040 in the amount of $45,481.40 to Vance Country Ford for the purchase of a 2023 Ford F-150.
And then we're doing this instead of at the next meeting, so I can send an approved purchase order to Vance. So,
Get it in the line.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Agree.
I make a motion that we approve the purchase order to Vance Country Ford for the purchase of the 2023 Ford F-150 in the amount of $45,481.40.
I'll second.
Mayor,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
Justin.
Yes.
Number 7, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve expense in the amount of $12,500 to Duke's Root Control for service on sewer lines utilizing capital improvement sales tax funds in the amount of $7,500 as included on the capital improvement plan, with an additional $5,000 funded through the Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group, OMAG, grant.
Yeah, we got another grant from OMAG to do this. We've been pretty successful getting this grant every year. But what they do is root control. They coat certain lines. So this will allow them to do, I think it was 9,700 feet. I don't remember for sure, but they do it throughout town, and they work with,
Sorry, 78 feet.
7,800.
7,800.
so they work with Chad and
Yeah, 78.
map out, and then there's a warranty that no roots will be in the lines. So, you know, we do that with our, and it's kind of it's a chemical obviously, but it's not harmful to the environment or our plant, and it's almost in a shaving cream. So so it sticks to the top of the pipe as well for a while.
Is that on, over this direction? Or have we delegated where it's?
I think they're gonna do the west side of Main Street, I think.
How long is the warranty for?
3 years. So the goal is to build up where we can do a quarter every, you know what I mean, and just get into rotation.
Awesome.
Again, being able to find that in the capital improvement plan already set aside made it very easy. I appreciate that. Justin, you have anything? Jason?
No, I think it's great.
Okay. I make a motion to approve the expense in the amount of $12,500 to Duke's Root Control for service on the sewer lines, using the capital improvement sales tax funds in the amount of $7,500, and then to use the $5,000 funded through the OMAG grant.
No, it wouldn't have to be on the agenda in the future.
trying to figure out if this would need to even be on an agenda now that you've given him increased authority.
Oh, yeah, this is
I
one
thought
thing.
since it's a grant
This is one
money,
thing
we
that
might
would've
have
gone-
to, we might have to think about that.
That would
but
have
you
had to
don't
go,
think
that would go
No,
faster.
it wouldn't even be
Yeah.
there.
So I could just approve this next year.
It'll be under his spending.
Go on down.
Yeah.
so? It's under his increased spending limit. Sorry, I didn't mean to
I didn't,
stop things.
You're fine.
you're complicating things.
No, I was thinking about how
Well,
it's
it's
gonna
like-
get similar. Where were we on this?
I made a motion.
Justin just
Oh.
seconded.
Okay.
It was his turn.
Simon can say mayor.
Yes.
Justin.
Yes.
Jason.
Yes, ma'am.
Number 8, we've been here a while. New business, under Open Meeting Act, this agenda item is authorized only for matters not known about or which could have been reasonably foreseen prior to the time of posting the agenda or any revised agenda. Action. I make a motion that we adjourn the Perkins Public Works Authority regular meeting, December 13th, 2022.
Claire.
Yes.
Jason.
Yes, ma'am.
Justin.
Yes.
I'll sign these. Is that what has to be left? Okay.